Hey guys, Fru here. This is a follow-up video to a video I did about 3-4 years or so ago, and it proved to be one of the more popular videos on the main channel. If you don't know what the main channel is, I'm referring to links is gonna be in the description below. I made some change and I broke things out to have these extra channels where I can have a conversation behind the scenes and just reflect without having to be too polished. I think there was a place and time for that. And what you see here on the screen is a KZ Escape travel trailer I bought. This is a 22-foot travel trailer, but around the time of the pandemic, right around when everybody was buying a travel trailer, remote work was a thing, and I've always loved this experience. And this was just a perfect fit for me. I did not want something too big. I didn't want something too tiny. And this travel trailer just was great, and it just looked badass to me. It has a nice hatch in the back, and this was just unbelievable to have this. And I still have the travel trailer. I haven't sold it for anyone who is wondering. Great experience. They're not cheap, but the experiences you have with this, one of the things, and I'm just gonna ramble here a little bit as well. So if you don't like this style, it's okay. I think that's really the goal of having this channel, just so I can ramble, because some of these decisions are decisions that you need to ramble yourself into making or not making. Now, if we just went on pure math alone, it might just make sense to not even have a travel trailer. And I'll show you my last picture, which I think you guys will like as we go through. I have several pictures to show. But if I just went on pure math, looking back, it might not even make sense to buy a travel trailer because it's a lot of work. But here is a catch. The experiences. So this is, where was this? This was the Little Missouri River in, I love North Dakota, I love South Dakota, in the Dakotas. And this was spending the night there and waking up in the morning to this view, and really spend some good time. Or if I go back to this, this was one of the views in that location to a sunrise like that. You would not get this from a hotel. So people always say, well, you're gonna spend $20,000, $30,000, or $40,000 on a travel trailer, and then you gotta put the insurance, you gotta tow it. Why don't you just use it? If you get hotels, every night for $200 a night, it would take you 5 years for you to have, spend $30,000 on hotels. I get it, but what you don't get from a hotel is spending the night and waking up in a location like this, if this is what you want. So you're essentially paying for the experience. And I still stand by it to say, looking back, I don't why I don't know why I say looking back, because I still have the trailer and I still use it, even though not as often. It's the memories from this I just can't take away because of the places where I slept, the places where I visited, some remote locations where you will never get a hotel, and the flexibility that comes with it. That's what you're really paying for. So that is my 2 cents on it. Now it's just a matter of size, right? Is a 22-footer good? Is a 16-footer, a 12-footer, a 50-footer, a 100-footer? Now that becomes a matter of debate. But for me, where I was in my life at the time, this look size made the most sense, and it was just perfect. Has 2 beds, can sleep 4, kitchen, a bathroom, and everything. And I'm not gonna go inside. I have some videos on that on the other channel. Now, just to go through some pictures, look, this was a view of waking up in where is this? This is the Badlands in I believe South Dakota, and you see the hatch open up here. Essentially, this particular night slept with that open, and that was just the view. If you like something like this, what price would you put on this? Priceless to me. And so it becomes an easy way to justify the camper. Now, I'm not saying that campers don't come with their headaches, right? I could make an entire video telling you why you absolutely should not get a camper. As a matter of fact, if I hear anybody who says they want to buy a camper, I just immediately tell them don't, and then try to rationalize that why they should buy it. So I know I'm laughing, but it's If you haven't been there, you will not understand what I mean by that. And if you guys want to hear more stories, let me know. I will make a video about it because I've learned a couple of things here or there. But anyways, so this is some good views. Take a look again. You see a lot of pictures of the Black Hills and the Badlands because I just love that, and it's not too far from me. And it's just people don't like the Dakotas. They think the Dakotas are empty, but for those who love beauty, to me, it's one of the most beautiful states, in my opinion. So that is just some really good pictures. Again, just driving through, stopping by the side of the road. You can boondock, get some rest, and continue. You don't get that in a hotel. And there are pros and cons to everything, as you know. And this particular trip, drove, got tired, pulled by the side, slept for a little bit, rested, and then woke up and continued. And that's what you get with a good camper. This is another view. Just take a look at this view. Waking up in the morning, and that's what you see. Sleeping, just sitting back here, sipping coffee. You cannot beat that. You just cannot beat that. So this is more views of driving. This one is another view of a lake, and waking up in the morning, and that's your view. Again, I could spend $200 in a hotel room and all of that, but that hotel room will not be by this river, by this lake, in like with this, right? So it's just in my 6 a.m. sipping coffee. There's mist, fog, waking up, birds chirping. That to me was a selling point. Now, I eventually switched from doing a lot of time in the camper to this particular setup you see here. So this is the truck. If you look at this picture, the truck at the time did not have a topper. So I added a topper to the truck, and now you see there is a topper there. And this topper was really, really good because what it allowed me now is space on the inside of the back of the truck. My truck is about a 5 foot. Yeah, I think it's 5 foot for this Tacomas. It's an older truck. I'm not really a cars guy. I just buy things that are functional for me. And so having the topper there meant, well, if I get in and I can cover everything, now I have a safe space to sleep. And compared to the camper, with the setup of just the back of my truck, if I'm just doing a solo trip, if I'm with folks, I will obviously family. I will obviously need a camper and people sleeping. That is necessary. But if I'm by myself, and sometimes I just go out on solo trips real quick, I just want to hit a couple of places. I'm going fast. I'm not like slowing down. I have an itinerary that is very aggressive. Towing this is not what I want to do. And I tend to do some of that. I have 3 days and I just want to hit, this 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 places. The last thing I want is to tow this for 100 miles and then worry about the roads, worry about gas, worry about where am I going to keep it, worry about all of that. It comes with its own headache, depending on what you're optimizing for. So when I'm optimizing for speed, this is it. I have this this all labeled, and I can talk about all my setups. If you guys like that, I have this all labeled, this all packaged. I know where everything goes. I throw that in the back of the truck, and this corner here that you see empty is available for bed. So that's essentially my sleeping. Here is my Starlink. I have a power bank in there, and I could just go. I could do 200 miles, reach and do the hiking, do the adventure I'm trying to do. If it gets dark and I need a place to sleep, I'm just gonna go back here and sleep. I'm not worrying about towing. I'm not worrying about gas. I'm not worrying about passages. I'm not worrying about all the things you have to worry about when you deal with a camper, like dumping and cleaning and all of that. I don't have to worry about that, or even just wind and the road conditions. I'm not worrying about that because this just takes me there and I have a place to sleep. Now, is this the most comfortable place to sleep? Probably not. Is this a place where you're going to be bringing your family to all come and sleep in the back of the truck? No, that's not going to happen. But to me, if I'm just by myself doing a solo adventure, this is more than enough. I do have the back here, and I also have a tent, which is in one of these setups here. But The tent is as a last resort. If for some reason I need to put up a tent because I don't even want to take out the tent to set up when you arrive. Sometimes I'm arriving at the campsite, or if I'm just boondocking somewhere, I'm arriving, it's dark already. The last thing I want is to go fiddling with the tent or something like that. So I just don't even bother with that. Or it might even be rainy, and when I arrive, and it's happened to me, the last thing I want is to go start trying to set up a tent just to sleep. I don't have to worry with that. I simply open the back of the truck. Everything is ready for me to go, and off you go. So when it comes to speed, this is it. And I actually like this because if I can work remote. I'm fortunate to have a profession where remote work is possible in certain contexts, not all the time. But in that case, I have my Starlink with me. I have the power bank in the back of the truck, and I have my computer, and that's all I need. I just In this case, this was Medora, North Dakota, Theodore Roosevelt National Park, one of my favorite. Theodore Roosevelt it was just a legend when it comes to national parks. Um, so here I just set this up, work, and if it gets dark, I just climb in the back and spend the night and wake up in the morning and off you go. I've done a trip through North Dakota in 3 or 4 days, going through Sioux Falls, all the way to Little Missouri, Rapid City, the Black Hills, to Wyoming and North Dakota, back to my home base in the Minnesota area in about 3 or 4 days. That is speed. I'm optimizing for speed in that case, and I can do this with this setup. But if I was towing this, it would not work. Now, where does this work? This setup works when, let's say, July 4th, and we're gonna go out for the weekend and spend 3 4 days camping by the lake and with the family and all of that. Then you're gonna be stationary. This is ideal. This is perfect because in that case, this doesn't work as well. So having a mix of both where you can switch, to me, that is the maximum setup. And I'm working on more ideas to make this more comfortable. Let me show you the last picture I promise I'll show. So this is some of the setups I've used in the past. This was a campsite in the Black Hills. If you look to my in the backside here, there was a river that was running. Beautiful. This was one of the most beautiful places I think I've spent the night at. I this Maybe I'll do a more thorough video of this in the future. There is a sleeping bed. This was a sleeping bed. It folds in like 5 minutes or less. I put that up. Not actually a bed. It's a cot, a very very tiny cot. I can hold it in two palms, in two fingers. It's that tiny. It just wakes up, and I will set it up. The problem with this cot was it stretches a little bit outside of the tailgate of my truck. And so you can see that it stretches. So when I use this, I can close this top glass down, but I can't close the bed of the tailgate of the truck. So it's nice in the summertime, good views and such. But sometimes I really just want to close up everything, not have any openings. For safety, for whatever reason, I really want that. But I did solve that problem. I bought not just this cot. I went to RAI and I bought a mattress. Again, I'll show that setup at some point. Maybe I'll do a thorough video of it in this when the season comes back, and show you guys that setup. But it's a beautiful setup because I have these beans. Let's go over here. These beans, that's everything I need. It has all my gear, everything I need on the road, and it's just easy to pack in and pack out. So I know if I grab these two things, it has everything I need, from my tent to my cooking to my safety. Every stuff is in there. So I just pack it and I just put it in the back of the truck, and I'm ready for the road. Now, once I have that, I put them to the side. So it's to my side in here. I just take out this cot, set up the cot, and I can spend a good night's sleep, depending on where it is. Now, this was the older setup. Once I bought the mattress, which is softer, and what that meant was I would just roll the mattress on the ground, so it's not like something where you have to put it on the cot. So, and then I can fold the head of the mattress up a little bit so that it fits within the back of the truck, and then I can close it. Now, you might be saying, how tall am I? I am 6'9". At least that's what she said. Just kidding with that one. But I am, I'm average, the average height for a guy. I'm not anything like a basketballer or so. But I can sleep in the back there. I do have to bend in a little bit of a weird angle, bend my legs and such. But if I'm doing a night or two, then it works, right? So it works. And to me, it's even sometimes more comfortable than sleeping in a tent, especially if it's rainy. This back of this truck is pretty rainproof, so I don't have anything to worry about that. And then all my gear is accessible here. If I need anything, I just open up the bins and I can access that. And it's been a good setup. I've loved this. 3 days, 4 days. Actually, this is the last piece. Then I'll wrap this up. Is sometimes I will take this setup. Once I'm on the road, I would do maybe 1, 2 days of this and then 1 day in a hotel. 1, 2 days of this and then 1 day in a hotel or so. That way, I could get maybe a really good shower, a good night's sleep, or or such. And I think that tends to work out well. I mean, I can do everything in a hotel. Like, there's some places where I use this as my backup. And let's say if I'm going to Rapid City in North Dakota, or actually Rapid City is in South Dakota, I would take the setup, go knowing that I'll grab a hotel. But what if I go hiking in the Black Hills and I get back, hotels are full, and it's happened to me. I've been to places where you go to some small town, it's beautiful, July 4th, you think you're the only one there, but guess what? There are other people who are there like you, and you open up your bookings.com and there are no hotels, and you start walking around. So I know that if that ever happens to me, I just have a fallback and I can sleep here. Whether I'm choosing the hotel or not, I always have this fallback. And sometimes I go knowing that I'm gonna sleep here, so I'm not even budging about the hotel. So this is my setup. This particular trip, I had some charcoal. My water is right here. Obviously, I put my hiking shoes right there, and I was able to grill in the morning, have some good food. That's the lady. I think she was coming by. She's managed this side. And I might talk about this particular side in the Black Hills. I love this. The river there on my right side is such a beautiful campsite, just underneath the Black Hills. There somewhere in South Dakota. But this is it. I thought I'll share it with you guys. I still have, if you're ever wondering, I still have the Escape. I think it's still a perfect size. I just don't use it as much. Just being frank and honest with you guys, I just do not use it as much. You buy it, and sometimes you're using it intensely for maybe 2 or 3 outings a year. Is that worth it? At this point, it's water under the bridge to me, right? I already have it. It's already part of my arsenal, and it's built a lot of memories to me now that I can go back and take, right? Like being able to know that I've spent the night under the stars here, waking up, sipping coffee in this location in the Badlands is something that not everybody has the privilege to do. And having been in the position to do that, to me is just an incredible amount of blessing. If I had to do something different, maybe I'll get even a smaller camper, because, and it's, now I'm rambling. It's always kind of like a contradiction, because the reason for being on the road is not because I want all the luxury with me. If I wanted all the luxury with me, I wouldn't bother living this lifestyle where I'm going on adventures and exploring. I would just stay at home, turn on the TV, be as comfortable as I can, and that would be the most optimal lifestyle because I already have a home. So why would I then be on the road? You go on the road for the experience of the road. And if you're optimizing for that, I will, like the big bed that's in here, the kitchen, the bathroom, and all of that. Sometimes I avoid using the bathroom because then I have, or even the toilet. Not to even talk about the toilet. Maybe I'll even shower, but to use the toilet and actually flush, because there's a toilet in there, is now you have the gray water and you have the black water. Now I gotta go dump the black water. I gotta dump the gray water. When speed is what you're optimizing for, that just doesn't make any sense. So if I'm gonna get rid of the bathroom, I'm gonna get rid of the toilet because I wouldn't use it. I'll literally stop by a gas station and use the toilet just because I don't wanna use this toilet and then having to go dump it on the road. So if that is not as necessary, then it might make sense to go to a smaller one. And there are really there's some small. Let's search small travel trailers. I haven't been searching for anything, so I'm sure you can guess. Uh, Even something like this, right? This runway, where it's so tiny, you can any truck or any car can pull this, and what you have is just a place to sleep because that's what I really care about. Okay, so you just have the place to sleep, and towing this. And let me go back. Towing this compared to towing this, it's night and day. Like this would just be a tiny thing behind here, and now you can access more places. You're not worrying about a lot of restrictions that comes with having to tow a travel trailer. You're not getting like the hitch, like the hinge, suspensions. Like there are a lot of things you don't have to worry about if you have this. So if I had to go back, I wouldn't mind just getting something like this, ultra rugged, and then just having a place to sleep, and you can get that experiences. Now, this is essentially what I'm getting with this. So if I have this, do I still really need this? And to me, the answer is not as much, especially when you're looking at, close to 12,000 here, but for real, you're looking at close to 20,000 at this point, because this is probably just for the base model, right? If you really want to get something more serious, you're probably going to be looking at 20,000 for this. But I get that by just putting a topper on my car, and this topper I think cost me like less than $2,000 to put this topper in on the back of my truck, and I have a place to sleep. It's comfortable. Just shut it down, and I can go as fast as possible. So if I had to go back, maybe getting a smaller camper would be the only difference. But again, with family, and if you put in kids and other things, then you're talking about a completely different calculus. Then at that point you're going for size, right? And the bigger you go, the less you can drag around the country. Or if you do have to drag around the country, you have to plan your trip accordingly. So with this setup, I could be in, who knows, I could be in Texas. And if I have to drive back really quick, I can do that in 24 hours to get back to my home in less than 24 hours. Not with this setup. You will have to go a little bit slower. You would have to make a little bit more stops or put more gas and worry about speed and wind and a lot of that. So you just don't get the agility that this gives you. Yeah. So to answer the question, I still have it. I still use it. It's helped me in a lot of things, but there are pros and cons. So yeah, if you guys want me to make some more videos about it and share, I will. But just I'll do a little bit more of this. There are some other things I want to make some videos about. I want to make a video about my Garmin setup, my both the watch and the GPS. I want to make more videos about the camper. I want to make more videos about this setup as well. So not just a camper, this setup. I want to make more videos. If I end up buying something like this, I'll make videos about it. But I prefer no builds. I don't like building stuff too much in it. When I made this setup, I was thinking of building a bed. I was thinking of doing all the stuff with lights. I ended up not doing that because I use my truck for other things, right? When the season changes and I'm not camping, I will use the truck for other things. So I can literally move up everything in here, and you will never know that my truck is used as such. I have some lights, like I use Velcro to put the lights up on the top. That's about it. The rest is just things that can fit into. If it doesn't fit into these bins, it's not part of my setup. It has to fit into this to be part of my setup. And the only thing that doesn't fit is my foam mattress. And I have the foam mattress. Sometimes I'll put the foam mattress on this cot. Sometimes I just sleep on the cot with three blankets and such. So anyways, that's it. I'll make some more videos, maybe do some more rambles and such. And if you guys like this, let me know. I'll do more of this. But I do spend quite a bit of time on the road, so I've learned a thing or two about being on the road and always happy to share that. Thanks for watching. This is Fru. I'll see you on the next one.